Are you a depressed European gamer who likes submerged, hard-hitting, aesthetic, ooh, trap, nostalgic beats? Me too. Yabujin is the main man today, boys. This is actually a request from a subscriber called Yusuf A. So, shout out Yusuf A. You know what to do. Yeah. And okay, yeah, I know. Boo. Just stop. I'm sorry, I skipped some of y'all. I know. I'm very sorry. I will definitely be going back and making all of the requests that some of the boys have done. It's just that I've been very busy this past few weeks, and also, to be honest, this whole week, last week, I've been in my worst beat block in a while. I've been making beats every day, and everything just sounded like to me. And thank God this one was not as bad. So that's why you're watching this video. I'll be making a Meter Thief one for my boy Guts Video XP, a Lethal Needle one for Aaron Pison. I'm sorry, Pison. I'm assuming you're French, bro. I'm very sorry. MF Jim, you've got quite few. You've asked me for a few tutorials, and I haven't done any one for you, and I'm very sorry. You asked for a Black Noise, Arca, Aphex Twin, Sporting Lights, and Yves Timor. And don't worry, I got you, boys. I will be making a tutorial for all of those. It's just sometimes it takes a while for me to make a beat that is resembling all of those. So you guys just keep in mind that I'm also just a normal dude. I will definitely still try to make it. So yeah, shout out you guys. Thanks for even suggesting. For anyone else who want to suggest anything else, please just leave them down in the comments. You can scroll down and do it right now. And yeah, and once you're there, might as well like and subscribe to this channel, especially if you like this, like this content. And I appreciate you guys and every one of you. So today's main man is Yabujin. If none of you have heard of Yabujin, because I have not heard. This is my first time listening, which is dope. I love when you guys suggest artists that I don't know, because I'm fucking music nerd. So thank you to Yusuf A. That's his YouTube account. So I don't know what your actual name is, my brother. I'm sorry. And yeah, thanks for introducing me to Yabujin's music. It's a very new style. Never heard of this guy before. For those who don't know, he's a Lithuanian artist who started releasing music in 2016, according to this website. And he majority also produces his own stuff, and also he does all the singing and rap vocals in his own music as well. He takes very heavy inspiration from early Y2K era with his aesthetic, the visual aesthetics and lyrics. I think I hear a lot of video game references as well, especially the samples he uses. A lot of them are video games. Yusuf actually asked me to look at In Fantasy We Trust, I think. Okay, yeah. So Yusuf actually asked me to look at In Fantasy I Trust, and so when I first heard the song, I was like, oh shit, that's one of the samples I used in my knowledge video. Shameless plug, I'm sorry. But it's the same sample, and I remember it being a video game sample. So immediately I went straight ahead and fucking started looking for video game samples. And you guys know where I normally go, just good old YouTube. And this is the sample we'll be using today, Layton's Mystery Journey. It sounds like this. I actually don't know what game this is. If anyone knows what this is, if you've played it, fucking comment that shit down, because I don't think I've ever played this before. Don't even know what kind of game this is. Anyway, this is the beat that we'll be sort of breaking down, and I guess let's start with sections again. And so we'll start with the intro. So this is the intro. I just kind of used a spliced vocal, birds, ambient, and then I used that sample. So what I did to that sample is, I believe I pitched it down by -16, so I think it's -4 pitched, yeah. Alright, if you guys know what cause I think I know some of the animes that are being played. If you guys know, comment down below. I'll be so interested. I know what this is from, so I'll be so intrigued if any of you guys are like weeaboos. But so I pitched it down at -16. Didn't really do much. Yeah, I just put a bit of fracture on it. Yeah, just very low, a bit warmer to make it warm. So a bit what a bit warmer does is that it kind of just warms up the sample and makes it a bit louder with saturation and drive. So without a bit warmer, it sounds like this. So if you're on Ableton, it's a very good plugin. Oh, okay. Aside from that, that's the group settings. Micro shift. So I use the acoustic guitar wide. Valhalla room. Just to reverb it out, because a lot of Yabujin's music is quite reverby. And so a common theme in this beat is that I'm going to be cutting a lot of the highs out. So kind of like Knowledge, he has a lot of highs, does not have a lot of highs. A lot of it is cut out, and so that's like the aesthetic we're going with. And for the anime talking part, I just use the telephone vocal EQ8 preset. It's in Ableton. You can just type in telephone like this. There we go, telephone vocal. Oh, sorry, telephone vocal. Yeah, there we go, telephone vocal. Yeah, and I put Echo Boy, just a bit of this, and so yeah, that's the intro. And I just found this vocal sample on the splice, like ooh, and I just put a bit of phaser so it gives that little moving around your head. And yeah, that's pretty much the intro. Very simple, guys. And then we get to the beat drop, which is arguably probably the most unique part of Yabujin's music is his drums, because they sound very submerged but also still hits through. So that this is one of the more difficult parts of the beat, knowing how to sample it, because knowing how to mix it properly, because it was quite difficult. To be honest with you, I probably still didn't really get it, but this is what I got. Yeah, so kick. Yeah, look, I even put a chorus and a kick, because I was listening to In Fantasy I Trust, and his drums are very, they're not they're not very bright. They're quite, I wouldn't even say dull, because dull makes it sound like it's bad, but it's not dull, but it's just very, I don't know how to really explain. It's quite cold sounding, not in a bad way. Obviously, like, this is all kind of his personal taste and what he wants to do, which I feel like what Yabujin would want to do. He's kind of, his drums are like very kind of like low pass most of the time. So I have 3 different snares as well, and bear in mind, like, a lot of this, like the sample selection itself is also very important. Yeah, so I didn't really get too much like hard hitting stuff. So a lot of snares are, I filtered off the highs. All 3 of them actually I filtered off the highs, and yeah, it's very weird. Put a chorus on it. It's quite weird. Yeah, don't really know how to explain what I did, but essentially you kind of want to make everything quite not bright sounding, which is what I did. And then put the hi-hat in again. Look, I cut off the highs. Oops. Open hat as well. It's not very, Yeah, so to get I even added some video game samples in here because I have a huge like Counter-Strike library. Let me know if you guys want that, and I'll like put it in a thing for you. Yeah, so that's the drums. I then of course the sample is still here. I guess we'll play it all in one go to see what I'm gonna break down. Yeah, so okay, well let's go through it. 808, I got this 808 from, I can't remember what pack this is, but I faded it in because it started to click. So here's a little trick for you guys. If you guys like are finding your 808s are clicking and stuff, it's normally because the kick and the 808s are hitting at the same time, which causes like a bit of it sounds really bad occasionally. So most of the time you want to fade in your 808, so you can either do it like this on is this a simpler or sampler? So you can either do it like this in a simpler where you fade in, or you actually like fade it in when if you use like the audio format. So for example, you can go right here and then you just fade it in like this. Fade it in. So when the kick hits, it like hits and then the bass plays. So that's how you can make something side chain without actually side chaining something. But for this beat, I side chain like the beat. And yeah, so fading in. Make sure you don't have this on, because if you have this on, which is the automation, which is the button that shows all the automation and stuff, you won't be able to fade anything in. You see, like I can't fade it in right now. So make sure that's off, and then yeah, you should be able to fade stuff in. And yeah, so that's what I did because it was clicking too much and it was a bit annoying. I didn't really do much to 808. Oh, I put a decapitator on, used the mid driver. And then I use this analog V preset. What's it called? It's called Crystal Bells Classic Synth Pad. And I use it because it had that bell sounding thing at the end. It's quite weird. It's quite a weird sound and I liked it. So put a wider on. Valhalla Room. And I put a bit of erosion on, and I use a spectrum. So this is a shout out to my friend Bursan. He actually taught me this. He used a spectrum to figure out what it's playing in. Right, so 276, but the lowest is 300, so I just used that. Maybe I should put it to 571. Yeah, you see? It's still in key. If I put it in like some other random thing, it might sound weird. Oh wow, that still sounds cool. But yeah, I'm gonna put 525 back to 525. $540. I believe this song's in a C sharp. It's A. Oh fuck. Okay. If it's A, then. So what I'm doing here is, see, I'm looking for where A is in the spectrum. So A is 444 hertz, right? So I put this. So that's gonna be an A. Or maybe I should go 867. Let's see if it sounds nicer there. Yeah, that sounds really nice. So yeah, so that's how you can make your erosion work for you and still be in key. So that's the thing. The sample is, I just pitched it up to -4 to the closer to the original pitch of the sample, and it sounds like this. Yeah, it's quite yeah, and then I just sprinkled in some anime shit like oops. The classics, you know, the classic anime Baka, you know what I mean. And then this bridge part comes in, and I just took another part of that sample and just used it. Yeah, and I put a little Counter-Strike sample just because I thought it was thought it would be funny. And yeah, so that's the. I think the beauty of this comes in with the side chain, because I think that it helps with the making it sound a little bit cleaner, even though the whole point of Yabujin. So in my opinion, when I listen to Yabujin's music, it's like very compressed and also kind of like gritty but still clean sounding. It's not too like over the top like some of the other people who don't really care about that shit, like people like Badland and stuff. Or maybe I'm wrong. I probably am wrong. So and then what I did is I put the High School Crush in, which is an Ableton FM4L, some mastering rag I found online just to save time, and then yeah, to make it sound more, I guess, grittier, because I didn't want to use RC20 all the time. Without it, it's like this. Right, and then for shits and giggles, I put in the 21 Savage vocals. Alright, that's it for the video. Thank you very much, Yusuf. Thank you for the suggestion. I really appreciate that. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. I think this is more of a kind of a mixing tutorial. Please like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this content. It really helps me out and I really appreciate it. There will be a free sample pack coming out. So for all the producers watching this video, stay tuned for that. And yeah, the beat will play after this. Peace. Yeah, this anime is like, if you guys know what this from, like, comment down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. All right, that's about I guess it's more like a to fit everyone. Well, I mean, like, how to say. All right, thank you everyone for watching this video. You'll be helping a small, relatively unknown YouTube like music producer, because